So, what is Kana? Have you guys ever noticed that we Filipino often use short names or nicknames? For example, instead of using air conditioner, we say aircon. And instead of saying comfort room, we say CR. And CR is bathroom or washroom here in the Western world. And if you have a Filipino name, let's say for example, your name is John Lloyd, people would often call you JL. And if your name is Marissa, people would call you Isang. So we Filipinos use abbreviation words or terms so that we can shorten our conversation. And sometimes, I know this can be mean, Filipinos use abbreviation words or terms to either insult you or to offend you. But I guess we Filipinos love to shortcuts our words so that we don't have to do high cuts. So, what is Kana? Kana is a short-term word for Americana. So instead of saying American woman, we say Americana or short for Kana. Now, if you're a male from America, we call you Americano. In short, we call you Kano. So how would you know if you are Americano or Americana? We call you Americano or Americana or Kano or Kana if we see you having blue eyes and blonde hair. It doesn't matter where you're from, as long as you have blonde hair, blue eyes, we call you Kana or Kano. I guess growing up, I thought that if you have blonde hair, blue eyes, you are automatically Americans or Americano, Americana. Now, if you're from China, we call China man Chinito and China woman Chinita. Chinito, Chinita. And if you're from Japan, we call Japanese man Hapon. And if you're a Japanese woman, we call you Japanisa. So, Hapon or Japanisa. And if you're from Middle East, we call you Arabo. I don't know what's the term in women, but if we just see people from Middle East, we say Arabo. And if you're from Korea, male is Koreano, female is Koreana, Koreano, Koreana. Now, if we see a black man, we say negro. And if we say a black woman, we say negra. I know many of you will think that this is an offensive word because here in the Western world, people here use the N-word as part of an insult or as part of offending someone. But in the Philippines, it's pretty normal to say negro or negra. Even as Filipino, we like to joke around or bickering each other. For instance, if we're swimming in the ocean for a long time and we get tan, some kids or even adults would start telling you, oh, you're turning into a negra or negro now. So, negra or negro, it just means that your skin is dark. It's not an insult because I guess in the Philippines it became normalized. And the only way it's insult is if they're using certain terms of words or certain tone of voice. But it's nothing like, oh, if you're a negro or negra, we hate you. Some people in the Philippines can be racist, yes. However, it's more like there are many discriminations against Filipinos who have darker skin. I've already explained this from my past videos anyways. So I'll tell you something. Growing up, I was born having fair skin, and on top of that, I was born having curly hair. And since I had a fair skin, people from my neighborhood often calls me Ugis. Ugis, Ugis, Ugis. So Ugis means a roaster. It's a white roaster. So that's why they're always calling me Ugis. And because I have curly hair, they call me Kulot, Kulot, Kulot. And I did feel like it was an insult because the intention was to insult me and I didn't like it at all. And for the longest time, I really hated my curly hair, and now I love my hair. And on top of that, as you notice, there are many Filipinos here criticizing my nose because apparently my nose is big and I have big nostrils. And growing up, people used to call me Lisngag. Oh, Lisngag, Lisngag, Lisngag. And again, for the longest time, I hated my nose. But now, my nose is my greatest asset. And also, when my mom gave birth of me and she actually went to the hospital to give birth to me, she paid 3,000 peso. And then because my mom paid 3,000 peso, they start calling me Trismil. Trismil means 3,000 peso. So they keep calling me Trismil, Trismil, Trismil. See, growing up, I have a lot of nicknames that are so mean, and I never really understand why kids or even adults were saying those to me. But now I understand, and now I don't mind it anymore.